here. And I want you to know it's okay. All right. It's usually a tough concept to get even under normal circumstances when we're in the classroom. Okay. So take a deep breath, relax. It's going to be okay. But I wanted to go over a few of the things with you. I want you to think about when we learned ser and estar. Okay. Remember, they both mean what? To be. Exactly. Okay. They both mean to be, but we use them in different situations. Okay. Think back to how we would use ser. We use ser in situations that were more permanent, right? Like, she is tall. Okay. He is nice. Those are things that are not going to change in the next 3 seconds. When we talked about estar, we talked about situations that change, that can happen. Like right now, it's snowing. Okay, that can change. I am in my house. That can change. Okay, so they mean the same thing, but they're used at different times. That is exactly like these verbs, saber and conocer. Okay, if you've opened the document that I sent you on It's Learning, you'll see that saber and conocer both mean to know. But just like ser and estar are used in different situations, we're going to do the same thing with saber and conocer. Okay, so saber, let's see if I can get this straight here. Saber is used in different situations. For example, when you know a fact. Okay, for example, I know that George Washington was our first president. Okay, it's also used in situations when you know how to do something. I know how to ride a bike. Okay, it's also used in situations where you know something that you can teach or tell somebody else. Okay, if you know how to dance, you can teach someone that. If you know that 1 + 1 is 2, you can tell someone that. Okay, it's often used with the word that or que, as in Spanish. Okay, like the first example, I know that George Washington was our first president. Okay, and saber is what we often use for head knowledge. Okay, things that you can know in your brain and you can teach other people. All right, so keep that in mind. That's saber. Conocer also means to know, but it is going to be used to express the idea of knowing a person or a pet. Okay, I know Miss Wharton. Okay, that gives the idea that I know her more personally. Okay, this verb conocer is going to mean to know more intimately, more personally, in a much closer way than just head knowledge. Okay, we're also going to use conocer to be familiar with a place. If you say, oh yeah, I know Atlanta well. Okay, I can't teach you how I know Atlanta. I can't tell you how I know Atlanta. I just know Atlanta. I know where to go. I know which streets to go on. I know how to get around. Okay. We also use conocer to express the idea of to be familiar with. Okay. For example, I am very familiar with Spanish. Okay. I have a degree in Spanish, so I conocer Spanish. All right. You guys are just learning Spanish, so I would say that you guys saber Spanish. Okay. Another example is Miss Paul and Miss Kelly conocer English language arts. Okay. They are very familiar with the concept as a whole. All right. If you can teach or tell someone how to do something, you do not need to use the verb conocer. Okay. Another telltale sign that you're going to use conocer is the personal a. And all this means is that when you have a sentence and the direct object is a person, for example, right here, okay, yo conozco a Maria, I know Maria, we have to put an a in front of the person. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a placeholder in Spanish, a before the name. If you see that, you're going to use conocer, okay? So keep that in mind. Saber is more head, conocer is more heart. Saber, conocer. Saber, conocer. Okay? There's a couple of other things you need to know about saber and conocer. The first being that both saber and conocer have irregular first person singular conjugations. Okay? What I'm trying to say by that is that the yo form for each verb is irregular. It's different. All right? And I forgot to grab a pen, so hang on. Okay. So, saber, normally what we would do is we would find the stem, S-A-B, and then we would add an O. But it's irregular. We're not going to do that this time. The first person form for saber is going to be se with an accent. Okay? You have to have that accent. If you don't, it means something completely different. The rest of the verb is conjugated just like we do normally. Let's see if I can write this on my hand here. Sabes, sabe, sabemos. Ooh, it's getting a little tricky here. Momentito. Sabemos, saben, y saben. Bueno, okay. So there are your conjugations for saber. And when do we use saber? Head knowledge, that's right. Saber. The conjugations again. Se, sabes, sabe, sabemos, saben, saben. This is also included in your notes if you can't read my handwriting. Okay? So the next one, conocer. When do we use conocer? Heart knowledge, that's right. Okay. Conocer has an irregular first person. What we're going to do is we're going to find the stem, C-O-N-O-C. Okay, C-O-N-O. Wait, we're going to stop there because we have to add something in. We're going to add the letter Z. Okay, and then finish with conozco. The reason we do that, if you remember back to your phonetics, if we just left this as a C, conozco, okay, it's going to actually sound like conoco because of the way the vowels are placed. Okay, so just remember, first person, you have a Z, conozco, okay, conozco, conozco. All right, so the other conjugations are just like they normally are. All right, I'm going to write them here. You can go build a snowman, go make some snow cream. I don't know, have some kind of fun. Let's see, conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocen, trying to write quickly and legibly, conocen. Okay, so there are your conjugations. Conozco, conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocen, conoce. Okay, and when do we use saber? Head knowledge. When do we use conocer? Heart knowledge. Okay, keep that in mind. So let's take a look at these sentences here. Would you use saber or conocer in the following situations? Let's look at number 1. I know Amanda. What do you think? Can you tell someone how you know Amanda? Okay, you can't tell them her favorite things and all of these kinds of things that make up Amanda. You just know her. So you're going to use conocer. Number 2, you know the title. Can you teach or tell someone the title of a book? Yes. For example, the one that you're reading in English Language Arts is To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, so what are we going to use there? Saber. Number 3, we know Atlanta well. Okay, can you tell me how you know Atlanta well? Not really. You can give me some examples, but you can't tell me how you know Atlanta because you're just familiar with it. That's going to be conocer. Number 4, she knows that it's snowing. Can you tell or teach someone that it's snowing? Yes. Okay, it's snowing right now, I'm telling you. Number 5, you know who Miss Hendry is. Now look at this one carefully. I'm not saying that you know Miss Hendry. You know who Miss Hendry is. Okay? You can tell somebody who Miss Hendry is without knowing her. Oh yeah, she's that crazy Spanish teacher lady. Okay? If you can tell or teach someone, you have to use the verb saber. Number 6, you know Miss Hendry. Here I'm implying that you know me personally. Okay? What are we going to use? Conocer. All right? Again, look at the difference. Number 5 is you know who I am, but you may not know me personally. Number 6 is you know me personally. Number Number 7, you all know how to play soccer. Can you tell or teach someone how to play soccer? Yes. So what verb do we need? Saber. Number 8, he knows that Juan is tall. Can I tell you that Juan is tall? Of course I can. So we're going to use saber. Number 9, he knows Juan well. He knows Juan well. What do you think we're going to use? If we know a person, we have to use conocer. Okay? And number 10, they know the lyrics. Can you tell or teach me the lyrics to a song? Yes, you do that often, actually. Okay? So if you can tell me or teach me, we have to use saber. Okay. I hope this is helping clear things up just a little bit, but just in case it's not, I have some example sentences for you. And let me grab something to write on. Okay. So, here are some sentences here. It says, choose the correct verb, saber or conocer, and then the conjugation. Okay? So we have to figure out which one we're going to use first. So number 1, ella blank que hace frío. Okay? Let's think about what that's saying. She, something that it's cold. Okay? Can you tell me that it's cold? Yes. So we're going to use what verb? All right, I'm going to put off to the side saber. What form of saber are we going to use for ella? Sabe. Very good. Okay. Number 2, Elsa blank a Ana. We're trying to say that Elsa knows Anna or Anna. Perdón. What's your cue here? Your tip off. You've got this personal a. When you have the personal a, what verb do you have to use? Conocer. So let's conjugate it. What conjugation do we need for Elsa? Conoce. Elsa knows Anna. Ana, sorry. Number 3. Tú y yo blank jugar el golf. You and I know how to play golf. Okay, if we know how to do something and we can teach or tell someone to do that, what do we need? Saber. Okay, for tú y yo, that's who? You and I. So basically nosotros, what form do we need? Sabemos. Excelente. Okay. Number 4. Yo blank que es el mes de febrero. I know that it is the month of February. Can you tell or teach someone that it's February? Of course you can. Okay. So we need saber. Oh, look at here. We have yo.